But even the best team needs a clear target. This is where David's process gets real, turning ideas into testable hypotheses before writing a single line of code. Here's where we enter the simulation. This is where, if you're watching along, I don't care if you have an AI startup, this applies to creatives, to entrepreneurs, to small businesses. Give it a shot, because this high value problem isn't limited to AI. AI just helps us do it a little bit better. And here's where most AI startups get it backwards. They build first, then search for problems to solve. David's approach? Simulate before you stimulate. If you come up with a simulation of your product that's realistic enough so people don't ask you, how do I know you can build this? They need to trust it. That's a critical success factor. It's about validating your market before investing in development or creating the product in the first place. But this only works if you're solving a problem people face regularly. This simulation is where you come in. Maybe you have a startup, a business, a creator building influence. What applies here applies to all of us, I think. If we're taking a startup, it's 2025. I know let's say it's a product development, sort of like a Fathom or something, not a SaaS, but subscription model. Walk us through sort of like, not just your process, but you're talking to them. What are the key points, and what should a startup look for in this like evolving world of AI heading into 2025?
The best startups are people that say, okay, I work in an industry and I struggle with this problem often, like on a daily or weekly basis. If I struggle twice a year, it's not top of mind enough to be good for a startup problem to solve, because it's very difficult to get people to continue to keep it top of mind when they're thinking of a product. But if it's something you struggle with daily or weekly, then that's a problem, and you know that the impact to you is significant, and you can easily quantify the cost because of the impact. So you have both the perception and you have the cost. Then that is a good problem to tackle. Now, if you're in an industry with lots of people just like you, all struggling with the same problem you're struggling with, and you know that because you go to conferences or you have some reach to that population, now you've got the foundation of something that should be a successful startup. Because once you've solved the problem, unless you're just not honest with yourself about other people struggling with the problem, what the real cost of the problem was, you should be able to go to all these other people, and they should relate to the fact that you understand their problem and that they need it solved, right? And you know what the cost is. You're offering it at a value that makes it obvious they need to do this. So, and there are other factors that come into play that make it difficult for some of those people to make that decision because of where they are in the organization, or because you're changing a mindset and a workflow in a context where changing minds and workflows is more difficult, and some of those things can be an impact. But you're 50% of the way there. You have a much, much higher chance of being successful if you have those foundational pieces in place.